All right, so get this. Today, we're going deep on Chainlink 2.0.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, decentralized Oracle networks, but like way bigger. We're talking about their white paper, Chainlink 2.0, next steps in the evolution of decentralized Oracle networks. But
Right.
we're also going to see how Chainlink is already making this happen, with their functions beta documentation.
It's really remarkable to see how fast things are moving.
Yeah, and I think most people listening get how smart contracts work, right? Those self-executing contracts living on the blockchain.
Yeah, the real power of decentralization.
For sure, but here's the thing. They can't see anything outside the blockchain.
It's true. They're like, imagine a supercomputer, super powerful, but can only access like its own internal memory.
Okay, that's actually a perfect analogy. So that's where oracles come in, right? Connecting the blockchain to the real world.
Exactly.
And that's where Chainlink kind of blew up, providing reliable data for smart contracts.
Yeah, I mean, they're the biggest in the space.
For sure, but this Chainlink 2.0 thing, it's like they want to be the ultimate decentralized infrastructure.
It's a big goal.
Totally.
Chainlink 2.0 is introducing this whole concept of decentralized Oracle networks, or DAWNs.
Oh, okay.
And they're doing way more than just giving you data. We're talking like a whole set of services.
Really?
Networking, storage, even computation, all for smart contracts.
Hold on. So it's like we're building a new internet, but just for smart contracts.
Kind of, yeah. Instead of just like stock prices, DAWNs could be running calculations, storing, confidential stuff, even doing transactions, all off-chain, but still with the blockchain security.
So developers could build like way more sophisticated applications without being limited by the blockchain.
You got it. And that's where hybrid smart contracts come in,
Okay, hybrid smart contracts. I like how that sounds.
combining on-chain security with off-chain flexibility and power.
So what kind of real-world stuff are we talking about? Give me an example.
Let's say proof of reserves. Think about wrapped crypto assets like WBTC.
Right, tokens on one blockchain that like represent a cryptocurrency on a different one.
Yeah, exactly. A DAWN could be like a decentralized custodian for those assets.
So instead of having to trust some company, you've got this transparent system built on the blockchain.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
And that's just one thing. The white paper even talks about DAWNs connecting regular businesses to blockchains. Yeah. And even changing how we do digital identity.
No, decentralized identity, that's something I want to hear more about. The white paper mentions like Deco and Town Crier.
Oh, yeah.
What's their role?
So picture this, proving who you are online without giving up your personal info.
Okay.
DAWNs, Deco, and Town Crier could all work together, maybe even streamline things like KYC and AML compliance.
No more having to send like your passport to 20 different websites.
Exactly.
That would be amazing.
More privacy, more control.
So we've got these DAWNs doing all this complex stuff, but how do they stay secure and in sync with the blockchain? Is that where this DAWN transaction execution framework, dapp, comes in?
Think of it like a layer 2 solution.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an express lane for smart contracts so they can process transactions faster and cheaper, but without sacrificing the security of the main blockchain, what you'd call like layer 1.
So dapp is like a super highway, helping smart contracts avoid all the traffic on the main blockchain.
A perfect way to put it, the DAWN handles transactions off-chain and then syncs up with the main blockchain regularly.
Smart.
Yeah, they've got some really interesting ways to make sure everything stays secure.
This is already blowing my mind, and we're just getting started. But before we go too far, let's go back to fairness in transactions.
Oh, right.
The white paper mentions these fair sequencing services, or FSS, to deal with that.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Right.
Because in the blockchain world, front-running, where someone uses their knowledge of pending transactions to their advantage, that's a huge problem, especially in DeFi.
It's like someone cutting in line in front of you.
Yeah. It is. You're trying to buy something, and someone with insider info just swoops in and gets it first.
So frustrating. And it can actually cost you money.
Big time. And that's where FSS comes in.
Okay, break it down for me. How do these fair sequencing services actually work?
So picture this. DAWNs are like air traffic controllers.
Okay.
But for blockchain transactions, right? They're watching everything coming in, prioritizing transactions.
So no one can cut in line.
Exactly. No more sneaky stuff.
I like it.
Keeps everything fair.
It makes you think about trust, like this whole deep dive.
Yeah.
It's really about how we build trust when everything is decentralized.
That's a really good point, and it's something they emphasize a lot in the Chainlink 2.0 white paper.
They're serious about this trust minimization thing.
Oh, yeah. They want to build systems we can rely on, even without banks or governments.
Which makes me wonder, how can we be sure the DAWNs themselves are trustworthy? We're putting a lot of faith in them.
It's true. You have to think about that for sure.
Right.
It all starts with the data,
Yeah.
making sure the data is solid.
Right.
One thing they talk about is how a lot of data sources, they don't actually sign their data digitally.
Really?
Yeah, and that's a problem.
So it's like you don't know if the information is actually legit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyone can mess with it.
You got to verify your sources, right?
Exactly. Chainlink 2.0 is pushing for more authentication, like digital signatures for everything.
Makes sense.
So you have that extra layer of like knowing it's legit.
So that takes care of the data, but what about the dons themselves? What if there's a bug in the system?
Right. So for that, they have this idea of failover clients.
Failover clients. Okay, I'm listening.
Basically, it's like a backup system.
I see.
If the main client for the Don has problems, it automatically switches to a different one.
So it's like having a spare tire in your car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You hope you never need it, but it's there just in case.
Hmm.
And they've got another cool idea called minority reports.
Okay, this sounds interesting.
So imagine if one Oracle node sees something fishy, even if all the others are like, nope, everything's fine.
Right.
They can still speak up.
Oh, like a whistleblower.
Yeah. It helps catch errors or bad behavior that might slip through the cracks.
I love it. But what's stopping someone from just, bribing a bunch of nodes to do what they want?
You're thinking like a true skeptic. And that's good.
Gotta stay vigilant.
Absolutely. But here's where the economics of Chainlink 2.0 come in.
Okay, let's talk money.
Right. So they're proposing this system where it would be ridiculously expensive to try to cheat.
Okay, how so?
It combines staking with this thing they call an implicit incentive framework, or IF.
We talked about staking, like putting up money to show you're playing by the rules.
Right. It's like putting your money where your mouth is.
Exactly. But what's this IF thing?
So the IF, it's all about aligning incentives.
Right.
It looks at a node operator's history, like their track record.
So how reliable they've been.
Exactly. And that affects how much they can earn in the future.
So the more reliable you are, the more opportunities you get.
Exactly. It becomes this virtuous cycle where honesty literally pays off.
I love that. A virtuous cycle. But how does that lower costs? You mentioned that earlier, right?
Yeah. So as the system gets more trustworthy, more people use it.
Right.
And that makes it more efficient, less risky, which drives down costs for everyone.
It's like a win-win for everyone involved.
Exactly. But this isn't just about securing data. It's about how you actually govern this whole ecosystem.
That's a good point. How do you make decisions when there's no one in charge?
Right. It's a tough question, but they have some ideas. They talk about this two-pronged approach to governance.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
So there's evolutionary governance.
Yeah, evolutionary governance.
Yeah, that's for like everyday upgrades.
Okay.
Making it faster, adding stuff, that kind of thing.
Got it.
And the community gets to vote on all these changes.
So it's democratic, but like for decentralized tech.
Exactly. But then there's emergency governance.
Right. For when things get real.
Yeah, like imagine there's a huge security bug. You don't have time for a vote.
Right. You need to act fast.
Exactly. So they've got this multi-signature thing for emergencies.
Multi-signature. What's that?
So a few trusted entities, they have the power to make urgent changes.
Okay, like a safety net.
Yeah, but it's still balanced, not too centralized.
Makes sense. You need to be able to move quickly sometimes.
Exactly.
This all makes me think about identity. Like in a decentralized world, how do you actually know who you're dealing with?
That's where public key infrastructure comes in, PKI.
PKI, right?
It's like a decentralized way to manage identities.
Okay.
And Chainlink wants to use things like ENS, the Ethereum name service, to make it happen.
So instead of like a company verifying you, it's the blockchain.
Exactly. They're really big on connecting on-chain and off-chain stuff to make it super secure.
It's like a digital passport, but, without the government.
There you go. We've covered a lot, this Chainlink 2.0 thing. It's a big deal.
It really is. The tech, the economics, even the philosophy of it all.
Right. It's a whole new way of thinking about decentralized systems.
So for someone who's just tuning in, what's the key takeaway here?
I'd say Chainlink 2.0 is building this future where decentralized Oracle networks are like the foundation of a truly trustless digital world.
Wow, that's huge.
It is huge. Smart contracts, talking to the real world seamlessly, opening up all kinds of possibilities.
And they're not just talking about it, they're actually building it.
Exactly. The Chainlink Functions beta proves they're serious.
It's really exciting to see where this all goes.
For sure. We're just at the beginning.
Well, that's our deep dive on Chainlink 2.0. Thanks for coming on this journey with us. We've gone deep on the tech, the people, the vision, everything.
It's been fun.
Definitely. And one last thought for everyone listening, the Chainlink 2.0 white paper, it mentions a future where Dons could also bring blockchain data back into our world, not just the other way around.
It's a powerful idea.
It is. Imagine the possibilities of having that level of security and transparency for real-world data.
It could change everything.
It really could. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.